Hi guys, okay, so today's unboxing video is for the Parnis Rolex Submariner homage, effectively. This is actually the sterile dial version, so it has no Parnis markings on the actual watch itself. It's purely just the basic outline of a Rolex Submariner in the form of a Parnis watch. Parnis are probably a brand that you've seen a lot, especially on eBay. They're a brand that does effectively homage, automatic, self-winding timepieces quite a lot of the time. They tend to make watches that are centered around brands such as Rolex, Panerai, and other quite high-end luxury watch brands. So I've actually bought this watch for two reasons. One, just to kind of demonstrate the sort of thing that you get from a Parnis watch. So for people that maybe never gone down that route, to see what value you do get from it, but also because I want to use this watch as a base for a mod that I'm going to do. So it's going to be my first ever mod, and I want to turn this watch into a bit of a homage to a Tudor Snowflake Submariner, which is, to those that don't know, is effectively Tudor's very famous watch that they designed for the French Navy, French military. So it's the famous Snowflake hand Submariner. So it's not going to be exactly like that one, but I'm going to try and make my own kind of perfect version of that watch. So anyway, back into the unboxing itself. So I bought this from eBay from a seller that seems to sell a lot of Parnis watches. It is brand new, although I know that sometimes they can come in different forms of packaging. So obviously it came with an actual envelope that was padded, but it comes initially with a sleeve, and then it had its own Parnis box. So quite a basic normal wooden box. When you open it up, what you should find inside is some good padding at the top, and then you've got your paperwork. So a bit of a Parnis tag, kind of mimicking what you get on most normal watches. So for example, your Rolexes, even your Seikos and Steinhardts, etc. will have those type of tags on there. I've got my warranty card, and this will be the instruction booklet, I believe. Yes, that talks you how to use the functionality of the watch. The watch itself isn't already laid out in display form, so it comes like this, and then it has a plastic bag which contains the watch itself. Pull that out. Then it's inside another plastic sleeve, and then there's the watch itself. Quite good plastic packaging around the watch, quite standard nowadays. So if you've seen my other unboxing videos, especially the one I did for my Steinhardt, and also for the rotary GMT watch, very similar style plastic packaging there, which is good, you know, so up to normal industry standard. And then here you see the watch face itself. You know, it does look like a Rolex Submariner, you know. It's obviously nowhere near in terms of the same as the price. So I think this particular watch cost me around about £79, something like that. I purposely spent more on it because I bought it from a UK seller so that I could get it much quicker, and that also means that I avoid having to pay import duty, because if a watch or any object comes in from outside of the UK, you tend to pay some sort of import duty on it. If it's over, I think, £30 or £40, don't quote me on that, but that's kind of my theory behind buying this one. As you can see, I've very lightly moved it, and it's already started ticking away, which is fantastic. Case design, it's your standard Rolex Submariner design, but what's nice about it is that it's got the sterile dial, so if I was to decide to wear it out and about, I'm not claiming it's a Rolex, and also I'm not giving away that it's Parnis. It's just a very basic bog standard watch. But I've got to say, the quality itself, you know, I'm actually fairly impressed with it. It's not, you know, it's not sort of going to trick anyone into thinking that you definitely have a Rolex Submariner, but it did a decent job. There's a bit of play in the bezel, not a lot, if I'm honest, and it does click away fairly well. I quite like this insert actually. I have had hold of a fake Rolex Submariner before, and to be honest, I think this is slightly better quality, which is interesting. And that was quite a high-end fake Rolex Submariner. I've got to say, for the price, I think you'd be fairly impressed with it. Especially if you wanted to mod the watch like I am going to do. It's a fantastic base, and I'm really actually quite happy with this. I think if you've got £80 to spend on a watch, I personally probably wouldn't go ahead and just buy myself a Parnis. I would save up a bit more and buy something different. So there's plenty of very good Seiko dive watches for above that price or around there, and you can obviously get very good Seiko 5s if you're looking for an automatic watch. But for the money, I don't think you can go very wrong, especially if you want to use this as a dive watch and you want to use it as like a beta watch, especially with a sterile dial. I think it's phenomenal. It's something you just chuck on your wrist, quickly set the time, got the day and the date so you could wear it working, etc. It's got a Cyclops. It's very well made. The bracelet is decent. I've got to say, I'm impressed. For £79, that is not a bad watch at all to own. Reliability wise, I think there's a lot of information on forums about Parnis. I've never really looked into them too much as a brand, because it's not something I've ever decided to own. But they do a GMT version of this, which I did mention as a potential good option for you. So especially if you're looking for an automatic GMT, the value that you can have in one of those is phenomenal. But yeah, I think if you're thinking of going for a Parnis, I actually don't think it's a bad way to spend your money if you're looking for a specific design and maybe happy to have the Parnis logo on there. So it's not much different to owning an Invicta really, although Invicta do have a very good reputation with a lot of people. Parnis, especially if you're looking for a sterile version of a Submariner, definitely a good thing to consider. There you go. So I might do a more in-depth review with all the packaging off later. So if I've added that into this video, that'll make a bit more sense later. If not, let me know if you want to see more about it. But this watch should hopefully be reappearing on my channel as part of the modding process, where I attempt for the very first time to mod a watch and try to turn it into something slightly different. But yeah, really impressed with this watch, got to say. Join me in the next video. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, and click on that bell button so you get notifications when I do post a new video. And I will always, I welcome any comments, feedback, and if there's any watches that you'd like me to review, let me know. I may already have the watch in my collection, or if not, I might consider buying it if I get enough people requesting it. Just see what it's like. There you go. Thanks guys, see you in the next one.